Hey everyone, welcome back to Catching Up with the Walkers. Thank you so much for stopping by and joining me and my new wife. You guys probably don't recognize her because she just got glasses. So, you feel like a new woman? You look like a new one.
I was going to say I feel like an old woman, but that's probably not appropriate.
Well, you act your age, so you're getting glasses.
Which, I had glasses previously for a long time, and then I had LASIK eye surgery, and it's starting to fail me, which they told me it would after 10 years. So, these aren't for wearing all the time, just when editing, or on the computer, or driving at night, or when my eyes are tired.
Or like if you're getting a headache and you need to give your eyes some relief. Then Cassie has brand new glasses. I told her I think she looks beautiful in them.
I'm trying to set just right so that the glare doesn't like
creepy, creepy. Don't do that. It looks like you're an alien or something. Like you got those zombie eyes that are gonna get somebody. You guys do not leave because of that. I promise. Cassie is her normal self with her X-ray goggle glasses.
These aren't very strong, but I didn't realize how blurry everything was. Like, I'm looking in the thing over there that shows me if I'm in view, and it's blurry. And now it's not.
Well, there you go. Modern technology and medical advancements are in your favor today for sure.
How about these cups we're drinking out of?
Yeah, so if you guys missed Walker Farm Fam, we went live the other night, and we had some friends out. John and Rue, the owners of Wagbar, came out to Walker Farm Fam right here in our living room, and
I've had so many people like, why were the Wagbar people at your house?
Really?
What did you guys do? Like, they don't really watch YouTube, but they saw on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, a couple of people at school and church, and they're like, what's going on? What's happening? So
we had, they were just kind of friends now. So yeah. Like, it's pretty cool the way that we met them, and they're from Oklahoma. And
some people just still think it's strange that this whole YouTube thing. You know?
It is strange. Well, I'll just say it is strange, but they're locals. We wanted to support them because they're Okies, they're neighbors, and they have a successful business. And some of you guys have tried the Wagbars. You told us you like them. And
I was going to say, and we just so happen to love their beef bars, so it just works out for everybody.
Yeah, we like. Imagine this, we're beef farmers, so we like to support the beef industry. And
I like beef jerky, even though this isn't jerky, this is a beef bar. And Ransom ate an entire hot and spicy one during the live.
Yeah, so if you guys didn't catch it, go over there and catch up with that. But they gave us this awesome hat, which I think it's kind of Cassie's, but I'm wearing it right now because she didn't want to wear a hat.
Yeah, I just got the crazy hair going on.
And they also gave us this awesome cup that Rue whittled all on his own with his pocket knife.
That's what John kept saying, but
I can't believe he did that with his own
pocket knife. I can't tilt it or I'll spill it, but it's got this to hang it up. It's got finger holes, and then on one side it says the Wagbar, and so I don't think the camera can pick that up. And then the other side says hashtag beef with a purpose, and that's one of the main reasons we love this company.
Yeah, they do a lot of things to support their local community. They give back, and that is awesome anytime you can find a company. And one of the reasons we wanted to support them, have them out to the farm, share more information with you guys, is because they have a purpose.
Yes, and you can use Walker 10 with the link in the description and save 10% and try the Wagbars yourself. But they also gave us a little tip trick. If you go on Amazon and you're not real sure if you're going to like them, or you just want a small box, you can get a 4-pack instead of a 12-pack.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
If you don't want the whole big box, and if you have like Amazon Prime and you get the free shipping, you can also take advantage of that. And it's not as big of a commitment as buying a whole box of them.
And your cup is what we're talking about today.
Yeah, so
just so happens.
So today's topic, and
sneaky little dude.
It's great timing because yesterday we just finished up our Financial Peace University class that is more or less sponsored by Dave Ramsey. So,
and a subscriber sent us that cup.
Yeah, a while ago I said act your age, and Dave Ramsey says act your wage. And all that really means is you need to live somewhere below your means. It's really common sense. It's not that like far of a stretch or this new crazy idea. A lot of our grandparents and our grandparents' parents, they knew how to act their wage. They knew how to use
budget.
Common sense.
These glasses are messing with me when I look.
They would live on less than they'd make, and they didn't go into a bunch of crazy debt. And so I thought today we would catch up with you guys about our very first financial peace class that we went through, when that happened, and the changes that have happened from then until now. Does that sound good?
Sounds perfect.
All right.
I don't need glasses to see you right here, so when I do that, I don't know, it's weird.
And this is why I don't want to start wearing glasses. It would weird me out. I'd never get used to it. So the reason I wanted to talk to you guys about Dave Ramsey and financial peace, again, is because we just finished up a 9-week class. So Cassie and I have been leading a Financial Peace University class at our church for the last, it was 9 weeks of content, but we took a break for spring break. And I think we had another...
We have a snow break?
I think we had a snow break built in, or happen. So we didn't go to church on one Wednesday night. So it took about 11 or 12 weeks to get through it. But it wasn't that long ago. Let's take a jump back in time. What was the year, Cassie? 2008.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Oh, good. I didn't know if you know it.
No, first 2007 popped in my head, and I'm like, no, that's when I graduated college, and it was this year after that, right?
Yeah. So 2008, Cassie and I were engaged. We had 0 kids. We were both out of college, just freshly out of college, just graduated. Cassie had just gotten her first real paycheck or two. Like, it wasn't very far into it.
And I bought a bunch of stuff.
And I had been working full-time at that point for about 3 or 4 years, because I worked full-time in college as I went through college.
Which, I had a job in high school. I didn't have a job while I was playing college sports. But then the last 2 years that I was finishing my college, I was an assistant coach at the college. But that money pretty much just paid for my rent and some gas, and that was it. So it was really my first real job. But it wasn't the first time I'd ever worked.
Exactly. So we were both on different pages because we had just got engaged. We hadn't spent a whole... I mean, we had been dating for around a year, but we had never talked a great deal about finances.
Thing was, Gary understood finances and I didn't.
I wouldn't go that far. So
you don't have to sugarcoat.
I was a business major, so I understood.
No, I was a PE major.
I understood the numbers of finance, but that didn't necessarily make everything good for me because of behavior. Because I had a credit card or two. Because I thought, man, I could really earn some points with those credit cards and some cash back.
Free trips.
But what happened to me is I put a thing or two on the credit card, and instead of paying it off that month, I thought, 0 interest. Why not just let it sit there? And I just let it sit there.
Makes sense. I mean, it's how the world works.
And I had a car payment, because why not? Car payments were the thing to have, because, you know,
everybody's got a car payment.
We thought the mindset was that if you wanted a car, you got a car payment because it helped you build credit or this or that. But we were normal, basically. We were normal, and we were on a path.
Are we now not normal?
I think we're weird at this point, but that's where we're getting.
Okay.
So, do you want to tell them what you spent your very first paycheck on? I don't know if you've ever told them that.
So.
First real paycheck.
Yeah. Growing up, we didn't have a lot of money. We had what we needed, but we didn't have extra. And so, when I got my first real paycheck, well, when I got my first job, I taught, which teachers don't get paid a ton, but then I coached every sport there was, so that gave me a little more money, plus I had no obligations, you know, no kids and things. So, my first check felt like I was pretty rich. That was like the most money I'd ever seen.
Loaded. It was like $1,000. Probably.
No, it's some more than that.
Oh, a couple of thousand. I don't know.
So, I went and bought a flat screen TV, which they were new, It in itself was $1,200.
Yeah, so and flat screen TV back then, so the ones now are like this thick. The ones back then were like 6 inches thick and as heavy as one of those like big TVs. And
it was like maybe a 42-inch because that was huge to me.
I think it's 46, yeah. 42,
and
46.
I went and bought a recliner. That was way overpriced.
Comfortable watching TV, and I think you got Dish Network the same month.
Oh, I'm sure I did. Sure. I didn't even know what YouTube was. Did YouTube exist? It might have.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was renting a house, and I think I had your furniture because you had moved out of your apartment and back in with your parents because you had just finished college.
Well, so I was either there or I had started remodeling the first house that we ended up living in. Yeah,
so Gary was either living with his parents or remodeling the house that it was all a disaster. So
it was a construction zone.
Yeah, he gave me his couch and love seat and end tables, but I had to have a recliner. So yeah, and I'm sure I bought at least 3 pair of shoes because I used to have a whole lot of pair of shoes.
So this is where we started at. This is before financial peace. So then a couple at our church was doing a Financial Peace University, Dave Ramsey's class. At that point, it was like a 12-week program. Mm-hmm. And we thought, somebody probably suggested to us that since we're going to be married.
No, I think you were like, Cassie's got to
I don't remember.
We're never going to make it.
I don't remember how we got to it.
You probably went to Phil and Donnie and was like, can you please go tell Cassie this is a good idea?
So I don't know how we got to it. And I didn't know if it was a good idea because it cost $100.
It did.
And so I thought,
but I mean, I was rich, so
I'm going to pay somebody $100 to tell me what to do with my money. Probably isn't going to work out.
But if you get free advice, you usually don't take it. If you have to spend some money for some advice, you're probably going to do it.
Yeah. So we signed up for the class, and
here we are today.
Well, we began learning a lot of the principles, and the class that we finished up yesterday that we just taught, it's the exact same principles we learned back in 2008. It's a little more modern now. It has modern day references and stuff like that, but it's still the same principles. And what are those principles? What are the secrets? How was it life changing?
Don't spend more money than you have.
Well,
have a plan. Have a budget. Be on the same page.
Well,
baby steps.
The baby steps. So you don't have to, and I like the logic of it. You take baby steps because a lot of times people think, oh, I'm going to be transformed. It's going to happen overnight. No, it doesn't happen overnight. You take baby steps.
All other babies walk within 4 or 5 hours, except for humans. It takes
forever.
A year.
Yeah. You're packing those dudes around forever. So Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace class has a foundation called the Baby Steps, where basically you save up $1,000 in your emergency fund, and then you list all of your debts from smallest to largest, and you attack your debt.
Yep.
You go at it in that order. You attack your debt.
Which we didn't have a ton to start off with.
Well, we had 5 or 6 credit cards.
We had some, but there's people in the class that class was packed. That's the most people I've seen in any of those classes was the year we took it, and there was people with a lot of debt,
like over $100,000 in debt.
Yeah, or more, and
they were not counting their mortgage.
Yeah. And they were like, we so wish we would have learned this when we were your guys' age. This would have saved us so much trouble, heartache, fights. So, I mean, skipping forward, I'm sure Gary has more to say. And 14 years of marriage?
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be 15 in June?
Yeah, something like that.
We have not had one argument about money.
0.
I mean, we've had arguments about, dirty clothes on the floor.
What? Yeah, I know. She really needs to pick up after herself.
But 0 arguments about money, which is one of the biggest reasons and causes of divorce. So for us, it is something that is very important to us. When new couples get married and things, we really try to encourage them to do it. When we have graduates at our school or our church, we encourage them. There's like a college edition type thing. And so because of that, you know, we feel being on the same page financially is one of the biggest blessings in your marriage.
Yes, it got us on the same page, and it had us to a level where we committed to never take out a credit card again. Mm-hmm. Like, we cut up the ones we had, and we said we will never, ever, ever have a credit card again.
Even when we built this house and everyone said you should get one because you know how many points you would have when you're finished? We said, hashtag no thank you.
You know how many points we have? Zero. Zero. The same amount of fights that we've had. Zero.
But guess how many vacations we've went on that we've paid with cash?
Plenty. So the point is, though, if you are struggling financially, and if there are problems that you don't have the answers to. Now, if you're out there and you're in debt and you have your credit card and you like using it and you say, everybody has a credit card, everybody's always going to have a credit card, Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace probably isn't for you, because you already have your mind made up that you're going to live a certain way the rest of your life. But if you want to be different, if you want to be weird, if you want to have zero debt and you want to have true financial peace where you don't fight with your spouse about money and you have a plan for your money, then we highly recommend Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace. It will change your life if you take the information and you apply it in the order that it's taught.
Well, I think one of the main things is convenience and inconvenience. Doing this isn't always convenient, and having a credit card a lot of times is convenient. So you're weird to people. People don't understand it. Why would you do that? You know, why would you, instead of going and getting a new car, why would you buy kind of a clunker and save up for it?
Or several clunkers over several years.
Yeah. So the convenient thing would be to just go get a car payment, because if you can make the payment. And then, you know, well, you want to go on that trip, but you don't have the cash. The convenient thing would just use a credit card. So convenience and inconvenience, and you have to have the big picture and a goal in mind, and you have to be motivated. Yeah,
a lot of times to win long term is going to hurt short term, and to win short term is going to hurt long term. So if you want something in the society we live in right now is instant justification, and usually instant everything will hurt you in the long term. And there were times when our friends were like, they're pretty weird. Like they're walking around with their dollar bills inside of envelopes, and when they go out to eat, they pull the money out. I know I had coworkers that thought I was like completely like following a cult or something weird. Yeah. But I sold my dream truck. I had a 2005 Ford F-250 King Ranch.
And we lived on a tiny lot in town.
Four-wheel drive diesel pickup. One of my dream trucks. You saw the Lightning the other day in the parking lot. If I ever have another King Ranch or Lightning, I'll pay cash for it. And it will not be a stress or a burden that has a payment attached. It'll be a blessing. So yes, are we weird?
We are.
We are weird.
You were also talking about having coworkers who thought you were weird because, you know, the money or what in the envelopes. I had coworkers that thought it was weird, and I still have coworkers that think it's weird that the minute the checks are available, I don't run and get it and go to the bank and all that. I might get it that day or the next day or 3 or 4 days later, and sometimes I don't even know it's payday. Not because we're rich, but because of our budget, and we don't live paycheck to paycheck. I think that's one of the biggest blessings too, is you don't have that burden of, oh my goodness, 3 more days until payday. Like when you have a budget, when you have a plan, that stress isn't there. You may not have $1 million in the bank, but you have a plan, and you are not living paycheck to paycheck and stressed because you got $1 left in 3 days to use it.
Yes, much easier, much more comfortable to live your life when you don't have all the worries. So to bring it in full circle, where we were at then, more or less living paycheck to paycheck, multiple debts, we owed on both of our vehicles, credit cards, to where we are now. The only thing we owe on is our house. We're still paying off our mortgage, but no debts on our cars, no debts on our credit cards, no debt on our farm. We have been blessed to receive the teaching that we did when we did. And there's other things in our life that would not have been possible if we wouldn't have been in line financially. We could have never done foster care, because most likely if we wouldn't have been prepared financially and felt like we could grow our family, we probably would not have been as comfortable to take on foster children, also our adoption. So I would hate to ever imagine life without Mazzy and Ransom and the foster children that have came through our home, and the blessing they've been to us. So we would have missed out on so many blessings, I feel like, if it wouldn't have been for the teaching we had and the start we had.
Yes.
So that's, if you're wondering how important it is to us and why we're telling you about it and why we're taking the time out of our day to even mention it, that's why.
And one thing I love about Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University is it's biblical based, and he always brings it back around and points people to Christ and biblical teaching. So it's just an amazing thing. If you go online, you can find a class by you. You can do it online. You can listen to his podcasts and things that he has. But I think doing it, if you can do it in a group with people, and have that one-on-one and that connection and things, that it's a lot more encouraging and stuff. But there's lots of ways you can do it. But Financial Peace University, it will change your life. You don't have to be stuck in $100,000 in debt. You could just be starting out or whatever. If you have grandkids who are about to go to college, or kids who are about to get married, look it up. Find it for them. Even if you don't go through it, find it for them, because it will change their life.
Yeah, it makes a great gift to send somebody through the class, and we highly recommend it. If you have questions about it, feel free to reach out to us. We're always happy to help as coordinators at our local church. We answer questions from people all the time. So if you have questions, we're happy to help out as we can. If we're a little slow to get back to the comments, then we'll get to you eventually, I promise. Yes. We read every comment. That is our ultimate goal. Unless you get stuck in, what's that called?
Spam, or...
I call it the black hole. Like, if you like leave a link or a dot and they think it's a .com or something, then sometimes your comment gets stuck, and I'll go in like every week or two and like, oh, I need to release all those.
A junk folder, or they're held for review.
Yeah. So that's our soapbox.
Yeah.
We ready to get off of it?
Well, you were talking about comments. I was going to say our goal ever since we started YouTube was to read every comment, and we do. You either get a heart or you get a heart and a thumbs up. Sometimes we reply. My direct messages on Instagram and Facebook sometimes get behind, but I read every message there. Hard to keep up with the comments on Facebook because they don't give them to you like
in a logical order.
No, it's weird how they send them to you. So it's really hard to keep up with the comments there. But direct messages, we read every single one of them, because you guys are truly important to us, and it's not just about throwing it out and getting money or whatever. It's about having relationships with you guys, and those messages and emails and things like that are very important to us. So yes, if you have a question, reach out to us. It may take a day or two depending on how busy we are and how behind we are on reading stuff, but we will get back to you. So
as far as planning and praying, I feel like we've kind of caught you up on what we've been up to. You saw the live the other night with the Wagbar guys. So you're kind of caught up there. So as far as praying goes, though, we do want you to continue to pray for Arms family's son's Weston. His friend was in a bad accident on the baseball field.
Yes, a collision. They've been friends growing up, and then they both attended Randall University. And his name was Dawson, and he was on the baseball team. And he had surgery, and I talked to Daniel through messages the other day, and he said he still needs lots of prayers. And so that's been a few days, but just continue to pray. I guess it was just a really bad collision, broke his neck, and a lot of other things. And so please be praying for Dawson and his family and Randall University as well. And that God would just put his healing hand upon him.
So we want to thank you guys so much for following along. If you have other prayer requests just leave them down in the comments. We always encourage you to do that. We'll read it, and others do as well. And we always enjoy hearing your praises as well. I know I've had feedback in the last couple videos where people have said that God answered their prayers and thanked us so much for praying as well. So we love to hear that too. And we can't thank you enough for following along with our family. We hope you have a great day. God bless, and we'll see you next time.
Love you guys.